Recording is stopped. Ah, paused.
This meeting is being recorded.
That should be the official hello, what's up, hey. Um, Hello to all of my subscribers and people who are watching J Essence. I'm here with another opportunity for us just to talk out some things. So, to put context to this conversation, while I talk a lot about my relocating to Rhonda, what really has to happen is putting affairs and things in order. Are you playing with the filters? You better go ahead. You better put where you want to
I
be.
did.
Um, but there's a lot of conversation that should be had about how to leave America or how to set yourself up to go and do other things properly from at least a legal standpoint. And I brought my, I'm going to say my girl, like I'm not even going to do this. Y'all know I'm not that professional when it comes down to it. My girl, Rashida Maples. And actually, we are, I want to say like, I was gonna like say college, but now college sounds so old. Like people be like, "What? How long ago was that?" We know each other for years. I'm gonna put it down in that way.
Yes.
And being transparent. Ooh, I am a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and this chica knew me in the process because she is my line sister. So we came into the Bernie
Yes.
Sands together. But
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna have Rashida, and there's a reason why. As much as I love her and what she does, I've never really told her out loud. So let me give you your flowers now. I think she's brilliant. I
Yeah.
think that she, um, one has always had her eye on the prize when it comes to knowing legalities and help people see their way through. And then just the things that she's done throughout her career and different things, and her being able to sit down and you being able to do this, I just shout you out and saying thank you. But the wealth of
Thank you.
knowledge, you have so much wealth of knowledge, like accidentally, which means like you could be sipping tea and then she's spitting stuff out at you and you'd be like, should I be taking notes? Like this is some good stuff, right? But
You're
tell
so
everyone
kind.
your
Thank you.
journey. Tell everyone your journey into how you got into this moment now.
Well, as Jessica said, she and I went to Florida A&M University together. We pledged together. I was in the 5-year MBA program. Did about 3 internships. Quickly realized I did not want to work in corporate America, so I did what most people do. I stalled and went to law school.
Because that's what you do when you just
Yeah,
need some me time. You
that's
decide to
what
go
you do. You
ahead.
stall. Oh, while you're figuring it out. So went to law school in Houston. That's where Jessica and I really got to know each other. And during my time in law school, I realized one, I didn't want to be in Houston. Two, I didn't want to practice oil and gas, which was really huge in
Yeah,
Texas.
that was major. That
Three,
was
I think I
major.
wanted to do yeah, I wanted to do entertainment law at the time. So I interned at Rap A Lot Records, and I interned with attorney Deidre Davis, who is now Judge Deidre Davis in Houston, Texas. And then I got the bug. New York started calling me, and I still wanted to pursue entertainment law, but I never went on full time with the corporate entity. I've always, um, I get, you ask God to direct your path, and He will
Yeah.
shut doors, honey.
Girl, you pray for
So,
that and then he will snatch down lanes. You be like, how I get here? He'd be like, but you asked for this.
right. So my path was very clear, which was entrepreneurship and entertainment and small business. So with all of the doors that were closed, there were doors that were open, and I'm very clear on my purpose right now, which is to help Black small business owners, entrepreneurs. 90% of my clientele are Black women.
Mm.
And during the pandemic, many of them started their businesses or decided, okay, I lost my job. I'm going full throttle with entrepreneurship. So my passion is helping Black people start their businesses, get them on track, make sure their paperwork is all together. So the pandemic has been a blessing for me,
Hmm.
remote work and being able to help others who are starting their journey in entrepreneurship.
Well, we can talk about that just a little bit, but I wanted to kind of say and set precedence why I'm here,
Mhm.
and why we're here. So most people who watch the channel are looking at leaving, and one of the things that you really started with us, because you know we young, fabulous, and fly, baby, and I think
Mhm.
you dropped in the chat one time like, "But are your affairs in order?" And we're like, "Girl, what you what? Huh? What?"
Oh
And
yeah. Yeah.
And I'm going to sit here and say this. I do not think that in our friendships, or whether it is being like, yes, we are line sisters, but I'm going to say that in our communities of love, that we
Mhm.
don't have conversations that really steer
Mhm.
us towards um, putting our affairs in order. What do you think?
Mhm. Mhm. I agree with you. And unfortunately, it may have been passed down to us because, like, a lot of our elders just don't talk,
Mm-hmm.
period.
Mm-hmm.
Either out of not knowing or just being secretive because you just don't talk about your business. Your business is your business. And it's hard for our elders to kind of like show their cards of, okay, this is where I am financially, or these are the assets that I have, these are the liabilities that I have, because those things you just hold near and dear to your heart. But I think like during this era of social media, death and
Yeah.
tragedy is presented to us on a consistent basis. Like every other day, I'm hearing about somebody losing their life, whether it's by suicide or an accident.
Yeah.
Every other day, I'm hearing about somebody going, into the hospital because of COVID. And COVID definitely affected many of us, either personally or people that we know, either death or being severely ill. So I definitely think that this pandemic has steered us into a direction of, okay, let me make sure my stuff is in order to make it
Yeah.
easier on my family should something happen. And also, I'm in control of how I want things done and who I want to do it, as opposed to it, if you're single and your parents are still living and you have no children, it'll be left up to them. That might not be what you want.
Child.
Maybe you trust your homegirl more than you trust your mama. And so these things you can write down, make it plain. So if something does happen to you, this is what it is.
So one of the things we talked about, because you're tapping into a really deep and personal conversation I try to have a lot, or to think about, and that is planning for the forever that I'm not going to be part of. Like, how do we do that? And the very first thing I wanted to say is I do think that there's shame. I did not plan for a long time because I just thought I didn't have anything, and I thought I should be a lot better than what I was. And I will sit there and say that it's so funny. When I moved to Dubai, I did create a will. Girl, was nothing in that will. Like my assets, I was like, it was
Yeah.
so trifling. Like, it was like, if I have
Listen,
anything,
I understand.
this is where it goes
Mm-hmm.
to. And I only say that because you kind of said God has a path and he puts you on it. Because that
Mm-hmm.
person who I was 2 years ago versus who I am now, I'm like, oh wow, it's
Mm-hmm.
good I had a will in place, because now I've acquired land. Now I've acquired some kind of, assets.
Yeah.
Now I've
Mm-hmm.
acquired some things. And so one of the things that I don't want people to get stuck with is you're having to plan for right now. It's more so just putting your affairs in order, um, and getting over that.
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about this legal document, we are talking about a will. Is that all somebody needs? And what's that
Mm-hmm.
process like?
Well, it depends on if you're single and if you're married. I do suggest everyone have a will, even if you don't have land yet. You
Mhm.
still want to dictate um, who is over your estate, who is, you still want to dictate how you want to, if you want to be buried, if you want to be cremated. You may have some fresh gear in your closet. Who do you want that to go to? You may have your own grandmother's china. Who do you want that china to go to? So I know it seems like, okay, I don't have commercial real estate or,
Mhm.
a business to hand down, but you do want to just still be in control of what you do have, still be in control. And also those who are around you know, okay, well, this happened, who's in charge. So I started having that conversation with my sister, like, hey, my daughter's the beneficiary on everything, but if she's not of age, I need you to facilitate it for her. So I'm putting you down, and I'm also a divorced woman, so things definitely changed with me once my divorce happened.
And one thing I will say, I
So
want to kind of put in there is that if you are divorced, and this is even going overseas, if you're separated versus divorced, you need to make sure your paperwork is together.
oh yeah,
Because that's not divorce.
absolutely,
And
100%,
you do not want like
100%.
your ex-husband coming in making decisions because you didn't take care of your paperwork properly. And that really happens in the next piece we'll talk
Yeah,
about when you talk about the medical legality. But I just wanted
yeah.
to kind
So
of
if
put
you're
that there.
separated, yeah, if you're someone who's married, but you're going through a separation and you decide to move abroad, you definitely want a separation agreement that can be filed with the court. Like, okay, so we're separating right now. Assets going forward should be this. The previous assets, you know, we're agreeing to X, Y, and Z. And if there are children are involved, if there are children involved, you know, and you're going abroad, number one, there has to be agreement between the two parents, because if you just up and take your child out of school and move, right, you know, that's going to be a huge problem. So there are so many different scenarios, but definitely before you go, and you also want to check with where you're moving to see, like, will there be issues if, you know, God forbid something happens there, will there be issues with, you know, your remains of your body getting back to the United States, if that's your wish? Who will be responsible for that? Making sure all of your beneficiaries are listed. Any tax implications, if, you know, if your beneficiaries are with you and they stay over there. There's so many things, but it all starts with the conversation. It all starts with the conversation and a worksheet. And really, that's where it starts. That's where it starts. And then you could just get an attorney, or you can write it down. Just make sure you have witnesses.
So one of the things I will say is that's what started my entire will conversation in the beginning, is that it's the simple conversation of don't fly me back overseas. Like, I wanted to be cremated, and I knew my mother knew my wishes, but because my mother's older, I foresaw my sister and my brother-in-law like, bring her back.
Okay.
And I'd be like, no, don't do that.
No.
No. So let me put this in piece of paper so y'all know. And then I'm
Right.
not gonna lie, because you know me, my
Yes.
my star got a little petty. I was like, these following people cannot come. Like, don't let them post nothing on my Facebook. I didn't know, because I was like, look, let me be honest with you. If you wasn't rocking with me in life, don't come rocking with me at death. Like, don't be posting my little casket on the Facebook walls and everything else like that. No, serious about some stuff.
You can put in there like these following people have no right to anything that belongs to me. And if anybody disputes what I'm saying, they are automatically like they can't get anything. So there are provisions you can put in your will
to
be
petty
like
in the afterlife. Like, it's a beautiful thing. Like, you can hold it down. Like, because and like there was what was mine. Mine is like the accidental death. I was like, my family does not have the right to forgive nobody on my behalf, because I was like, y'all be praying too much. Like, I want to haunt somebody if they took me out before my time. Like, let me do that in peace. I told you. Y'all don't understand. She knows I'm crazy. So but getting back into what we're talking about with the whole legal end, we talking about the will. And what I will say, as a person who travels, as a person who's overseas, once you move into this life, your communication does falter. So you need to have a lawyer or someone who does this paperwork, who knows you or at least knows of you, who knows to
Hmm.
kind of track that. Because if not, if something does happen to you and nobody knows, nobody's going to know who to reach out to. So I, at this point
We
in
need
time,
to know where. Yes.
where that paperwork is, who has it, and kind
Hmm.
of what's your trail. Like, these are the three people who know where my stuff is, in order to find
And
it.
I've also left passwords, like passwords to
Yes.
my email, my Gmail, like this is where everything is housed. You know, if you got to delete some shit, you know, go ahead
I'm
and
telling you,
delete
like,
it. Right.
no, I have somebody who, and Facebook actually has, like, in case of death, who does this go to?
Hmm.
And they have a special claim and everything that they're supposed to do. Like, I didn't
Hmm.
even know that. I was like, that's legit Facebook, like, keeping it real.
Yeah, because like, and honestly, if there are laws and there's a hierarchy of who has authority, you know, if you die without a will.
Hmm.
So if you're married, of course, it's your spouse. If you're
Yes.
not married, then it's your child. If you don't have children who are over age, then it's your parents.
Mm-hmm.
And it just goes down and down. So you do have to take that into consideration. Like if you pass away and you're not on good terms with your dad, and he has say
Of everything.
over, you know, what happens to you,
Hmm.
that can be tragic
Well, I think that one of the things, because
to
one, I
your
was gonna
speech.
say, what I was gonna say is too, yeah, y'all be careful with them passwords, because you don't need your mama knowing everything that you text. Uh,
Oh no, no, no. It has to be something that somebody you got dirt on to.
but a lot of people, and I hate saying this one, and I think I can say it only because I am still single and
Hmm.
being here. But I think sometimes people want to put somebody in charge out of love, not necessarily out
Mm-mm.
of, well, say it, you go ahead and say it, out of,
Being smart and being practical
I
and
was gonna
being
say that.
effective and being
Hmm.
efficient and knowing like it's gonna get done. And you know, like you know your friends, you know your family. I've had to change my emergency contact. Like I know who's going to answer the phone should something pop off about me. I know who's going to be the first person to get to my child if I don't get
Yes.
there. Unfortunately, it's not her dad, not because he doesn't love her, but he works out on Long Island. I got a
Yep.
girlfriend who works right up the street from her school.
Hmm.
So these are things that you know you really got to think about. And in this day and age, it's okay to hurt people's feelings. It's really
And then
okay.
at that time, you're not there. But I will say that piece, because going into, like, my own personal, I had to talk, like, my, pretty much my mother is like the decision maker on everything. And the one, and this is the document,
Hmm.
I had to think twice, because when we got to medical, and you can walk us through that, I did not put her
Hmm.
down, because I said that
Okay.
I think you're going to be emotional, and I did not want
Yeah.
emotionally driven decisions. And I put the family member who actually is closest in the medical field, because I said the moment the doctor comes in
Hmm.
with a 20 syllable word, you the only one who gonna know what that is. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that piece. And so that's why I kind of fall back into what you were saying, with it's not always about, oh, this person's going to take care of me, whatever. It's like, who is going to be able to execute the wishes. Like, um I'm probably going to shout out this name and get in trouble, but I'm not. We have a profile in common. We have a person who I dearly love, who is actually my executor, because
Hmm.
she does not play. And I
Oh.
have known her
Hmm.
to slam doors on people at the wedding. And I was like, she's gonna do what's right
Yes.
no matter what.
Yep.
And so that's the one where I was like, when it comes time to be able to say things out of love but necessity,
Mhm.
I wanted to pick somebody who would make sure that what I wanted came through. Now, I alluded to,
My mother has
go
been
ahead.
an executor.
Hmm.
I'm sorry. My mother has been an executor for two of her co-workers' estate,
Mm,
specifically because they were not cool with their family or they wanted a neutral third party to come in to effectuate his wishes
hmm.
without any emotion, without any, you know, prejudice towards their favorite in the family. So it's quite common
Hmm.
for your executor to be someone who's not your family.
And I will say this piece, moving to Rwanda, um, I realize now, like, I'm going to have to redo my will, but I don't want an executor who
Mhm.
hasn't traveled, because I don't want them to end up selling my
Mhm.
estate over here, like what I've
Mhm.
purchased over here, because I don't think they're going to actually come over here and understand the value of what I
Right.
have. And
Mhm.
so that really did make me
Mhm.
shift a lot of things, because it's one thing for you to be, I need to have somebody who I knew would at least come here to see what I built and created.
And who
And
understands bureaucracy and red tape, and that, there's a way to do things and there's another way to do things, and they're, like, who won't get frustrated because they,
Mhm.
you know, you got to understand that there are different cultures and how to talk to people, and you may be in a land where they don't speak to women, they have to talk
That's
to a
happened.
man, and
Hmm.
that, yeah. So I agree. I totally get it.
Hmm.
Totally get it.
So we talked about the will. Before I talk about anything else, can
Mhm.
we dive into a little bit? Do we need a power of attorney?
I suggest having one, especially in the States. If you have assets in the States, so say if like you have a investment property, or you just left your home and you
Mhm.
have someone renting it out, you do want somebody here who can make a decision. Like if you have to file a lawsuit to get your tenant out because something is happening, you're in Rwanda. You
Mhm.
ain't got time to be figuring
Sad.
out the laws of Atlanta and getting a document filed in any particular county, and
Mm-mm.
getting an attorney, and no, no, no. If you have somebody in the States that you trust, like, okay, I'm going to be in Rwanda, but if you need to go sign something to get this lawsuit started, yes. If I need you to go take care of some business at the bank, they know,
Yes.
you take this power of attorney for financial, but there's like at least 20 or so boxes that you can check, or you can check all of them, of things that your power of attorney will have authority over on your. I definitely suggest that if you
Yes.
have assets here, if you have any type of business here, most definitely. Now, what you may have to do, because I am not 100% um, aware, or the laws of each land,
Mhm.
how much strength that power of attorney is going to have in
Yep.
Rwanda.
So I'm having this conversation. One, I can tell you a little bit about Rwanda, but that's what we
Mhm.
have to look at. That is the responsibility you have wherever
Yeah.
you move to,
Mhm.
is to check that out. With
Mhm.
Rwanda, I've actually talked to a
But this is
lawyer.
what your company does. Y'all
Yeah.
y'all lay it all out. Mhm.
So if you want to plug, shameless plug, my cousin Connection does the research for you. And one of the things that we are actually currently researching now
Yeah.
is um I don't know how to say the power, like the power of attorney. Like, I'm probably going to have somebody here on, but there's a couple of things that are having to
Mhm.
change. There's nothing wrong. Rhonda is a very legalized place. So whatever you have in writing, if you have it and it's signed, goes through it. And you can change your documents over here if you need to. So the fact that I did my will
Okay.
in the States, I talked to the lawyer and they were like, no, you can actually do it here. They have a notary, they have notarization. And so I'm going to actually talk to her and the
Mhm.
lawyer that I did back here and say, okay, how do I make sure that this is collaborated to be what I want? So Rhonda really does have a strong judicial legal system that is able to do it. Not all places do. And you have to
And
make sure.
personally, you're there, Jessica. You're not coming back, right?
I'm not coming back. No,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
Mm-mm,
I
mm-mm,
get it.
mm-mm.
I listen.
I'm
I get it.
no, and it's like, this is so sad because business time. Like, I am strongly debating 3 weeks next December season. Um, and it's not that I want
Okay.
to.
Mhm.
It's just I have all of my paperwork ending. Like, I need a new bank card. I need to get a new driver's license. I need to do this. And it's just like it's all ending like in the
Mm,
same month. So I was like, it's almost better for me just to
yeah.
go back home, do that. And the other
Yeah.
piece of it is, and I tell
Handle
people,
it.
I feel like there's things I can clean up. Like, once I get back to the States, there's a lot of accounts and moving things around and just cleaning up
Mhm.
things to run differently. So
Because
I
you
will,
know what you need now. Since you've been there for some time, you
oh
know what
my
you need and know
gosh.
what you don't need.
Yes, the running
Mhm.
around I would do is like so different and legit. And Someone just asked, and this is like personal. I deleted one of my PayPals, and people are like, "Oh my God, why do you do that?" No, the tax implications that are happening now, like there's so many little things. Like I need to streamline my life into like these two different lines of things, and
Got you. Oh
you
yeah.
you didn't really have to worry about that in the States. Like I was just kind of all over the place. And now it's like,
Yeah.
no, because just tax implications, like everything's being driven in different ways and being reported. And it's like, wow.
Do you have to file? You're filing in both nations?
Yes. Oh, I get to learn that this year. So not happy. Why? Why? Sorry, I'm sorry. And if you want to go back, this is so indicative of my life because it was like, how could I just not
Mhm.
move all the way? Y'all don't understand. I just did things, and so this is a lot of me just doing random things, and it's all. I don't want to say it's
I am
catching
so
up.
proud of you.
Really,
No,
thank
I
you.
am proud of you, and I am in awe. And I wish it's something I had done before I got married and had kids.
Mm,
I was kicking it, but I
you
wish I had done
was.
something with like purpose and like being able to, just make a plan and go over there. I mean, as soon as this little girl graduate, I'm out. I'm out of the States. I'm done.
You got a home,
So
and we're gonna go ahead and get emotional for
yeah.
a second because I've always
Hmm.
been in awe of you. So that's, and I think that's one of the beautiful things about us being older in our journeys now, to be able to have these circle conversations and be like, I didn't know this.
Hmm.
I loved your, I don't want to just say spunk, but just your tenacity to be,
Hmm.
your tenacity to just be like,
Hmm.
you would just be. And I'll be like, man. And I felt like I held back for so much. And I know you're gonna look and be like,
Really.
you held
Hmm.
back. And I was like, but I will sit here and say this. I personally allowed circumstances to dictate what I could and could not do
Hmm.
versus what I just wanted to do.
Hmm.
And and that's why I say I look at you, because
Hmm.
I don't know anything else. I didn't ever see you be held back by anything. You was like, all right, well, we're gonna do this. We'll figure it out.
Well, it was trying to fit into girl, I was checking boxes off. I bought a house, I got a
Yes.
husband, I got a kid, and I didn't realize that doing all that, I shrunk. I was not myself for a smooth 4 years. And it wasn't until I got my divorce that I don't know if y'all can see it, baby. Like, I'm coming back. I'm booking flights. I'm
Yeah,
coming
you
to
are.
see you in
Yes, you
July.
are. Yes, you are.
And I was like, I need to get over there while Jessica's over there. And it's a different kind of lifestyle. But yeah, I was checking boxes. I was doing, and I love how you and the millennials and
Hmm.
Gen Zs are like redefining what life is. It's not a white picket fence.
It's
It's
not.
not a
It's
spouse.
not.
It's not 2.5 kids.
It's
It's
not.
not a minivan. It's not working a 9 to 5 for 30 years
Mm.
to only be able to live for 5. I love it. So you are definitely a trailblazer.
Well,
You
and
are definitely doing it.
I'll say this, like I can't wait till you come so we can sit down and talk over coffee.
I'm coming, girl.
Come on through, come on through. Because I was fighting for the same checklist. Like I was
Hmm.
fighting for the same checklist, just like just it just never
Ain't you get
happened.
glad God ain't giving
Now, yeah, like at the time you fighting, at the time you like,
you? Yeah.
why not me? Why not
Uh,
me? But
yeah.
now, but here's the thing I will say now. And we're gonna get back to legal, but my people know I do this. I did not know God's love could be as abundant as it is. Once
Hmm.
you find freedom and he tells you it's
Mm.
okay to soar, and you know that, well, like, because we're both Southern girls, you were raised to be good, you know what I'm saying, like no matter what, and you were spunky and you were fine, and be like, okay, you could do that now, but make sure you're this for
But
this, make
yeah.
sure you're this for this,
Mhm.
make sure when you're gonna settle down, when you're gonna hunker
Mhm.
down, when you're gonna be such and such. And it was like, okay, you could go through your
Mhm.
phase, but don't let your phase become you. And then now you look back and you be like,
Mhm.
I was right in the beginning. I was rocking. I was
Mhm.
ruthless. I was ruthless in
Mhm.
dream, because the one thing I will say is when you're
And drink.
raised, yeah, when you're raised the way we're raised, I'm not gonna hurt you. that's not even in my character. I don't win by watching you lose. And so you can let somebody like me
Mhm.
soar. You can let somebody like me dream, because the dreams that I have manifest
Mhm.
and build for others. Like, you don't have to tell me to sit down, be quiet, close your legs, whatever. I said it. I'm gonna be all right. You raised me right, but let me
But just
fly.
that, I used to love seeing you when we would go out. You would just be so free. Like I loved hanging out with you because I'm like,
I
she
That was
not
my
gonna
girl.
complain about nothing.
I didn't. It's
We're
I would
gonna
take
have
that
the
nap.
best
You know
time.
I would take that nap. You do know I would go and take that nap.
Yes, you
I'm the
would.
only person I know I
But
can fall asleep
this,
dead in the
I am
club.
this. I'm just happy that it's being done. And I'm so happy, like I said, for people like you and those who are coming up under us, who are changing the way life can be lived.
Yeah.
And it's admirable. And I'm starting to put my things in place because 11 years can go fast. My child will be out of school in 11 years. And so I'm starting my plan
Dang.
now. So I have a 5-year plan and then a 10-year plan. And at 10 years, I'm starting to execute because she graduating.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to realize, okay, just because you're not doing it now, because I'm mothering and I'm here, I'm nesting, and I'm making sure she's fine. As soon as she good, I'm out. I am out. And a part of her, her school is, when she gets into middle and upper class, uh, she will be, and kids these days are more exposed to international travel.
Yes. Let
So
me stop.
she's going to have those experiences. Yeah.
I
So I think that this is great.
If you
Hmm.
could do anything for your child, you expose them to the world. And I know this now on
Yeah.
the other side. Like, don't. There's no. There is no way they can know their greatness if they have not seen the world around them's greatness. Like, I don't understand how to, like, if you really think that your child is supposed to be best or number one or whatever, put them up against the world, not just their
Mm,
school. And I'm not saying put them
the
up,
people in
like,
your school.
let them learn different cultures, let them immerse, let them
Hmm.
know how to be or who to be in different circumstances, let them see how things run in these different places. Like, um,
Hmm.
it's just
Girl,
so
I
much
didn't have my
there.
first piece of sushi until I think I was in law school. I didn't have sushi until I was in
I
law
ain't gonna
school.
lie,
These
I'm sitting here
kids are
like,
eating
girl,
sushi
I was the
at
same way. I was the same way. Didn't even know what sushi was
these
at a
kids
point.
eating
Like,
sushi at 3.
mm-hmm,
Yes. And I
yeah,
think Angela was the first person to give me sushi.
that's hilarious. That is hilarious.
Yeah, so
Um,
it's good, and your platform and everything that you have, like you have it spelled out, and what you're doing is great, and I see nothing but expansion for you. More countries, more nations, more continents. I
the
see it.
the thing that I want to go for, like, since you work for small businesses, and I'll tell you, is that it's, while I can
Mhm,
do the countries and that's kind of in the play, I'm debating that. I am here for
mhm,
sustainable freedom. That's my word. And when I
mhm,
say it's like, whatever your freedom
mm,
is, whatever it is, if it's
mhm,
personal, if it's emotional, if it's wherever you
mhm,
go, I don't want you to get to a place and you can't sustain it because you didn't plan first or
got
you didn't do the research, like
you.
finances, whether it's not taking care of, like,
Mhm,
going back to legal. Mine is sustainable freedom. So you don't want to
okay.
get to, like, and I'll be honest with you, this is my moment. I When I
Mhm,
drive home, there's a view that makes me catch my breath and I say, I can't believe this is mine. um I have, girl, Lord Jesus, I didn't tell nobody. Precious got knocked up overnight. We didn't know. So I have like 40 bunnies now. And the 40 bunnies is part of a farm.
I was
Girl, no,
not ready for you to say that.
girl, so, like, and my people, like, if you don't know, forgive me. Y'all are like, this interview is everywhere. Whatever, you'll be fine. One of our bunnies snuck out and has been sneaking around right after she gave birth. So she's in the street. She is for the streets. And not only did that happen, like, when we put her with the older male to reproduce, like, she fought him. So we were just like, okay, she ain't about that life. No, she was out there in the young buck getting. And so
So where are these little bunnies?
right now we have, so that's the part of the land that I've purchased, is that we are building Hatima Farms,
Mhm.
which is a sustainable life rabbit farm where we're doing the entire cycle and gambit. And
Mm-hmm.
So when I was talking about the things, I never thought I'd be a rabbit farmer, dude. Like, dude, I'm a rabbit farmer. Like, let's put that one on the set. Let's put that one on the set. Let me go back to when I shouted
So when
out.
I get off
Wait,
the call with you, I'm gonna have to like really research what a rabbit farmer is. But you know, like you know what, this is good because sometimes I'm on social media and I'm on all these other places looking for something new. And here's my something new is right in front of me. My license is talking about being a rabbit farmer, and I never heard of that.
little known fact is my mom is out here. She's moved out here.
Yeah,
That's not the little known fact is she actually came out here to save me. She actually flew out here
I saw that.
because she was like, my daughter has lost her mind. We sent her to Florida Agricultural Mechanical University. Now she's talking about harvesting rabbits. She has officially gone to Africa and drank something and lost her mind. And now she out here, girl. She the main one
What
out
made
here.
you decide on rabbit?
God, I'm not a farm dude.
Mhm.
There's nothing about me that was ever agricultural, was it? Like you tell the people there was nothing about you out of our
No,
line.
you were.
I wouldn't say I would be like the hex no, but nobody would have ever put me in farming. I was always education. I was always teaching.
So
Or
are
radio.
there licenses needed? What is needed out there to become an official farmer? Do you just
No.
need the land? Do you?
Land agriculture you can try because one thing about Rhonda is they're so open to business. So
Uh-huh.
they're not going to stop you from trying a business venture. They in fact will help you and give you
Mhm.
advice. So there's nothing I am in a course because I wanted to get my organic farming certification and become part of that network.
Mhm.
Because we're focused more on, like I said, sustainable. And there's so much that I'm having to learn with soil irrigation, like what's in what. Rabbits are known for their
Mhm.
nitrogen, and that's a major source out here. There's a bug called mealy bugs that's we're trying to use the pesticide and create, these different formulas for and
Mhm.
all kind of stuff. I'm telling you, this is a whole new life.
This is amazing. I'm learning from you.
I'm just saying, like,
This is
nobody would know. No,
amazing. I
could you
can't
see
wait to see
on
it.
the set when they'll be like, I am number 25, all the way live. Hop, hop, buddy, hop, hop. Like,
I am in awe.
what's my
I
thing? Oh,
am
you'll love
really in
this one.
awe.
My tagline, I'm going to give you shirts that's made that says, I got doze.
Say what?
I got doze.
I got. Do you have a sample in front of you?
Of what? My logo? Yes, it is so pimpish. I love it. I'll send it to you.
Okay, please do. Please do.
I lost my light.
All
It's
right,
okay.
Jess, I gotta hop on a conference.
No problem. I'm
I
sorry.
gotta
We
hop on
started
a
talking.
conference.
So for everybody else, I know we kind of went off the air. Legal, Rashida can definitely help you out. If you have any questions, I'm going to put that contact information in. I've talked about this before, so do not feel like you guys have lost any information. These are the things you need to do real quick: power of attorney, will, and your medical. I don't know what it's called. You know what it's called.
And healthcare. Yeah, it's called the healthcare proxy.
Those are the 3 that should be done, period, before you fly. If you're serious about making sure your stuff is taken care of. That's it. All right. I'm stopping the recording.
Love you. Can't wait to see you.
Bye.
All right. Bye, baby.